Claptrap says a lot of fucking stupid shit on top of a lot of like daunting fucking we're all gonna die shit. But something's fucked up in his programming that he says everything in a cheerful tone. Like, I just don't think Jack Black can nail that tinny, whiny, always positive, no matter what it's being fucking said.
You know who I think could kill it? Peter Dinklage.
Definitely not.
See, it was a joke because the original voice of the Ghost in Destiny was Peter Dinklage, and people thought like he was the worst choice for that.
Oh, I was going to say,
casting.
I was like, that's kind of messed up.
It was Peter Dinklage.
He's a small robot guy, and he'd be a small robot guy in Borderlands. I was like, dude, we're going to have a Wingstop incident all over again.
Don't even get me started. That's the thing. They didn't pick bad actors. They picked bad actors for the roles. Because Kevin Hart, first off, too short to be Roland. Let's just get that off the back. Love Kevin Hart's work. Too short to play Roland. You are too short to play Roland. You don't have the same attitude in any role that you've ever done as Roland. Roland is almost never comedic.
You know what would have been funny?
Like,
if they would have had Kelly Rowland play Roland.
Kate Blanchett as as Lilith. First off, in the game, Lilith is like 22, 23, not 40, 50 something. First off,
they should have had Daddario. What's her name?
Alexandra Daddario.
Boom.
Maybe.
Okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
This guy.
Because Lilith in the game, she's got a. That's the thing. Kate Blanchett has like the type of attitude and acting style to play Lilith. She's just 30 years too fucking old to play this character.
Who in Borderlands? You know who Jack Black could have voiced, but had on a different body, kind of like how they're doing with that Boy Kills World.
Handsome Jack.
Who's the guy in Borderlands where he's like one of the crazy guys, and he's like about to talk to this girl. He's like, "Don't mess this up. She's literally beautiful." And he's like,
"I'm the conductor of the poop train."
Yeah.
Oh, Krieg? That's the thing.
Yeah.
I think they nailed Krieg maybe because he has a mask and stuff, it makes it easier to cast him. But I think they did Krieg great in the casting, even though, again, it doesn't make sense with throwing Krieg in with these people because he's just a DLC character. So story-wise, he doesn't come like into contact with the Vault Hunters until later into the story that this Borderlands. I mean, it's supposed to be independent of the game story, but like throwing these hodgepodge of characters that don't meet until certain different times and shit. It's just.
Imagine Alan Richardson wearing the mask, but voiced by Jack Black. That'd be hilarious.
Probably that would probably work because
that'd be hilarious.
Alan Richardson is ripped.
That dude's a tank.
Shredded.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
and it's still crazy to think that.
I mean, what?
Our first exposure to him as an actor will always be Thad Castle. Like, he's Jack Reacher now. He was the Hawk in the Titan show.
Yeah.
But he will forever be Thad Castle.
And Batman.
Suck it, moron.
Also, yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis, too.
I love that show.
Why?
Oh, it's Dr. Candace?
She's a Zionist. Why are we giving her roles now?
That's what sucks too, because she's also the perfect casting for.
I know, dude. I like her. She's like such a good actor, but why does she have to have terrible political takes?
Yeah, she's a perfect casting for Dr. Kureha in One Piece for the live action.
Well, I've heard she's like casted as her. Like, it's been a rumor. It's like, oh yeah, they're definite.
That's been a rumor for a while. She's said it. She wants to. So I don't doubt that she is cast for it. But it's just like it makes it harder because
I know.
Bitch, you suck.
Well, honestly, a lot of people.
Your opinions
suck now
suck
too. That open letter, like a couple years, or not a couple years ago, like a year ago, like every single actor on the face of the earth was like, yeah, let's bomb innocent brown people in the Middle East. You got my for that.
Yeah.
Anyways, nightmare.
You know it doesn't suck. Hello, everyone. Welcome
The
to yet
segue.
another episode of the Something Original podcast. My name is Adrian, and today in our virtual studio, we're joined with our other host,
Chase.
Gannon. When you said "does it suck," were you talking about all of us as a collective, or that intro?
the intro. It's supposed to be implied that the intro doesn't suck.
But I mean, you followed it up with like a suckiness.
Could have
and
reworked it.
then
How about you
coulda
give me some
reworked it. We could have
suckiness?
slipped. Fuck up. Anyways, guys, welcome back. We missed a week because somebody had some technical difficulties that we aren't
Because
gonna
Chase
mention.
runs his Wi-Fi through a goddamn roll of fucking paper towels.
Okay, commie Wi-Fi. I want to hear from you, brother.
You did miss Gannon was just recording in his bed last time, fully naked, like schlong hanging out of the sheets. It was
Are you drinking a
insane.
Truly?
Dude,
You-
it's
you
really
need to
good.
have
What are you
that.
talking about?
Oh, are those Sarah?
I never really had one of those. I must have been
Are the
sad.
unrulies good?
Sad dads.
The answer to that
it's really
question
unruly.
are they good?
And then, yeah, it's pretty good, especially when you follow it up with some of this.
What is that?
It is a potion or an elixir from another dimension. Look at this bottle. Does it say potion or elixir?
I think there's
Bourbon?
nutritional like the nutritional facts
Or
on
rum.
Yes,
there.
they
That's
do
not
that in
wrong.
other worlds too. There is the FDA.
No, wait. No, that's whiskey.
No,
It looked purple.
wrong-o. Yes, exactly. Blood of the newt.
Sangria?
It
Are
keeps
you
me
drinking
young.
a little bottle of sangria? Is that kombucha?
Yes. Why would I put sangria in such a small bottle? I could
Is it
drink
bitters?
25 of these.
There's no way it's bitters.
Yeah. Yeah, you just
No,
drinking straight
it's-
up bitter.
It is an elixir. The blood of the newt. You don't know what I had to do to get this.
Did you
How
have
about
to
you take the blood
kill
of my nut?
newts and drain the blood?
That sounded stupid.
We'll say that instead.
I don't want to know, actually.
It's a... Well, you...
It's gotta be whiskey. Knowing him, he loves whiskey.
I do love whiskey, but if it's not easily accessible, but a portal to another dimension is... I'm going with the portal.
How about you portal to a dimension where my nuts are in your mouth?
Oh my
That's
god.
this one.
I found a partnership with my local Trader Joe's, and I
Great.
demanded
Makes it
that
make
they
funny.
bring in a shipment of sangria just for me. They will be out for like months at a
Sangria.
time. They'll be out for months at a time. They only have one type of sangria. It's the cheapest fucking thing in the world, and it's delicious. And they never have it unless I ask for it, and then the next time I'm there, they'll have it in stock. But this time, I went this weekend, they only had 2 in stock, so I took 2 of them. And I feel like they're only ordering it for me now. So, shout out Trader Joe's.
We have some bad memories with sangria. We used to buy
There was
the
a
big ass. Was it a
gallon?
gallon or 2 gallon jug?
A gallon.
It was a
Like
gallon jug, glass jug, and we're just taking this bitch and just to the face.
Yeah.
Just
Dude, it's just
Wait,
like
you did-
juice. It's so
Yeah, one more
good.
time.
it's good. I remember we
I
were
want to hear
sitting there
that
one
more
time
time.
at a table, and we were just trying to see how much of it we could chug at once. And so we were knocking out like good 1/8 chunks of this gallon bottle. We were fucked up. We got fucked up. I don't know if Gann was there that time, but I remember that.
I know me and Gann have some memories with the Disaronno.
Mm-hmm. Running from rednecks
Was it on the
and
rocks?
hillbillies. No.
That was just out of
We
the
were
bottle.
kids, straight out of the bottle.
You didn't
We
put
were
it
some
on the
young
rocks.
bucks.
You didn't take any rocks and put it on them and drink it.
I think we were
On the
literally
rocks.
18, 19. Or maybe... Were you in the Navy by
No,
then?
18,
No.
19, you can't
We
get
were
a
like
paper
both
cup and some
17.
ice.
Because I didn't graduate until I was 17.
Oh, I didn't know if this came back one time from, Navy or whatever.
One time at band camp. I
Well,
stuck
by
with
the
Maybe it
time I
was
got
in
to
high
see-
school. I don't know.
Well, because by the time I came back for leave, I was on some harder stuff.
Yeah. Ooh.
off the
It's like the
motherfucking
summer
drugs.
before you went to boot camp. Anyways, yeah, Gannon got accused of like just bringing party stuff to a party, which cool guy
It was
over
weed.
here, right?
It was just weed.
It was just weed,
was
but
It was
yeah,
just weed.
but we had bottle in hand, like we were obviously, bringing the party to
And
the
mind
party,
you-
right?
Mind you, if I brought some, wouldn't I be around it? I was like 20 feet away, and there were
From
other
the
people
guy
over
who was
here
like doing it, who
rolling
was
it.
rolling the blunt. And you got accused, tripped over a dog, spilled the Disaronno. It was a
Yeah.
whole mess. And then we were like being hunted down by these people.
Damn.
The whole party was getting chased down. It was actually not fun.
That's. I
Yeah,
remember I had
this dude
a.
was like a 30 rack deep.
Yeah,
Jeez.
he was gone. He was not of this earth
He was fighting
anymore.
his own family. What was it, his cousin? Just
Yeah,
beating the crap
people
out of
had
his
to
own
come
cousin.
and eat the shit out of him just so he could stop chasing us.
Yeah. I have a bad party story. This had sucked too because it was supposed to be a fun night. I remember.
Well,
it was
if
with my,
it's bad, then I would hope it would suck.
I was with my. This is my ex-fiance back when we were in high school, and it was her friend's birthday party, and she was throwing it at somebody she knows, like in their like barn, because they had like a big barn area. What's going on?
Yeah,
I'm
what's going on?
sorry. First, she was making fun of me because I was using my accent and talking about the blood of the newt that I so graciously got from another dimension. And then she comes and tries to drink some of it.
Anyway,
All right,
did you
I'm
let her
sorry,
have
Adrian.
some?
I'm
so apparently for this party, it was you were supposed to pay $5-10 or something like that, and you could drink or whatever. I don't know. That was the rule, but I didn't have to follow that rule. Specifically, the person whose birthday party was like, "Oh no, don't worry about having to do that. You can just get a cup and drink." Like, let them know I said it's okay. And so I did that, and somebody was like, "Oh, did you pay or whatever?" And I was like, "Oh, so and so said it was okay." And he was like, "Oh, well, this is my place, so you got to pay me." Blah, blah, blah. I was like, "All right, whatever, man." And I started
you need
trying to
get
fill up my
a
cup. And he took
contract in writing. Like on this guy's side, I want to see like proof of documentation that you
first off,
had a pass.
like, I'm pretty sure this dude was like 20 or something. I was like
Yeah.
17, like, and so he took the cup from me and tried to get into my face and was like, "You gotta." He's like, "I need some money, or you can't drink." So I was like, "The fuck out of my face!" And I pushed him, and then he pushed me into the wall. Two other white dudes came up, and he pulled a knife out. And I was just like, "All right,
hate
so it was
that.
about to
Fuck
be a
outta
hate crime. It sounds like.
I hate white people.
So then I went to the truck. I went to my ex's truck. Called her because I got the fuck out of there. And I was just like, "Hey, I was like, hey, I just got a fucking knife pulled out in this party like 30 feet from you, and you didn't even fucking give a shit. Like, I'm ready to just get the fuck out of here. Let's go." And this went on for like 30, 40 minutes. She's like, "Well, it's my friend's party. I can't just leave, blah, blah, blah." I was like, "I got a knife pulled out on me. Can we just fucking go?" And then she's like, "Oh, well, we talked to the dude. He said he wants to apologize." I was like, I don't give a shit. I just got a fucking knife pulled out on me, and I'm 17. I'd rather just get the fuck out of here and just go home. Fuck this. Like, I'm not going to have fun either way. Like, I'm a little brown kid in fucking South Florida out in the fucking... I guess this is like Booney's fucking area on a long
I think
fucking
down
stretch
there
of
it's
dirt
called the
road.
bayou.
There's no bayous. There's the
It's
Boonies.
down there it's called the bayou.
There's no swamps. It wasn't by any swamps.
It's a swamp, guys.
I think down there
So
it's
it's the
called the
boonies.
bayou.
But like, yeah.
Was it
I was just
gators?
kidding, Adrian. I'm not on his side. That sounds really fucked up, but
Yeah, I was like, and like I was just sitting in the truck the whole time on my phone. Like, this is bitch really sitting here trying to fucking.
I would have left. Did you not
And then
have
she
the
finally,
keys?
she had the keys on her, and it was like a 50 minute walk from there to where I lived. I wasn't gonna walk that. I had to walk like 10 minutes on this long dirt stretch of road. It's dark. I'm little. I would have got fucking
See,
kidnapped and butt raped.
that's why you have your best buddy as a getaway vehicle. It took us a second ducking behind the old Mitsubishi, but we got out of there.
Yeah, see, I didn't have any fucking friends that were able to come scoop me up. It's
Then you have your
Yeah,
other
it's
friend,
lame.
45
Then
caliber.
that's when you go back into the party, make friends with other people
Shoot
that
them.
don't like that person,
Oh,
kill
yes.
them, yeah,
Yes.
jump them.
Jump them by yourself
no, and then
with
and
a
then
gun.
40 minutes later, when she comes to the car, is like, oh, fine, we'll leave. It's like, what do you mean, fine, we'll leave? I got a fucking knife pulled at me. The guy comes over to the fucking car door window. Is like, hey man, I'm sorry, I didn't know she was cool with it. First off, one, that's the first thing I said to you. Two, knife pulled on me. I'm not fucking with you. You fucking white country dude. I know the first thought in your head was, I'm gonna cut up this little Puerto Rican boy. I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid.
You can call
He
him
wanted
a
my
slur,
tan
man.
flesh.
I'm not gonna care.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna care.
This cracker.
Yeah, I'm not. Oh. Save.
You had your phone upside down and backwards.
Well, yeah, I was
Got him.
okay. I was recording the audio. I'm not gonna film it because it's already being filmed. You freaking dweeb.
And so is the audio. So what do you do with your phone?
All right, we're both wrong. Jesus Christ. But yeah, man. Birdies are scary.
Fun
That's why I
times.
don't go out anymore. We went to go see
true.
the Spy Family movie over the weekend.
good.
Spy
Me
Kids
out.
5. Let's
Spy
go.
Kids
Good.
5. It's super good. I would give it 9 out of 10.
All right.
I
I
was
want to
surprised.
see it.
I was
I
surprised
gotta go
because
see it.
Spy Family's very just like campy, you know. It's not very like Sukshin
It's very
shonen.
wholesome. It's not
very
very
wholesome.
action-packed.
But
Okay.
the movie it goes like from like 105 seconds, and I'm like, holy shit! I was like actually being captivated the whole time, and it was something I was not expecting from a Spy Family movie.
I like many types of movies, but I hear that term used. I think I know what it means, but I want to know because I hear people say it like it's a movie, but it's kind of campy. What does this mean to
Yeah,
you
wait,
guys?
actually, yeah. I don't, because I never use that word. What the fuck does campy mean? Campy isn't like family
Like it's-
Like
When I hear
Cozy.
camping, I hear
I would-
Oh,
code.
sorry.
Okay,
Cozy.
Campy,
Okay.
cozy. That's how I was
Okay.
using. It could be used in different ways, I think, but that's how
When I hear campy, I think that they're in the same place, like location wise, like the whole time. You know what I mean? There's not a whole lot of like traveling out. It's all. I picture
Well,
like the
That's
Hateful Eight
also
being
it. Kind
campy.
of also
Yeah.
goes with the movie. They go to a central location and they stay in that location the entire time, pretty much.
Yeah, and the show really, or not the show, but the manga and the anime really take place just in the same city the whole time.
Yeah.
Really, it's not.
They go
not
to
really
a
any-
new city in the movie to go on vacation. It's like very wholesome. Literally,
Yeah.
like the premise is like the girl needs win Stella's at her school.
Yeah,
So
and aren't
the
they like
dad
after
can
the Stellas?
eventually get in with they're after the Stellas, and there's a cooking competition that the girl needs to win. So they go up to this remote place and wherever they're at to find like this specialized dish that the dad knows the director likes, who's going to be one of the judges, and then they get into a whole bunch of mischief, like how every episode is in Spy Family, but it's at a much larger scale because it's a movie.
I think you would like Spy Family again. I think it's a very like
Something nice
I'm
to
reading-
watch with the misses, for sure.
like it's a good break in between like heavier manga or animes. Like I'm on chapter 239 of JJK. I think I need to watch some Spy Family now. Some heavy shit just happened.
Oh
I
wait,
just read.
you're at 239?
Yeah.
Was it 239 or 236 where the thing happened?
I think it's 236, maybe 235, but I know yes, I've read that. I know what thing you're talking about.
I think it's
Uh,
236 actually. Yep.
yeah, 236 is the whole like
The,
the whole where he's talking to all of them and they're like one of them was like, "Oh, go north if you want your life to change or go south if you want to yeah, whatever that shit was." But yeah,
I've seen a
Spoilers.
lot of JJK spoilers.
Oh, do you know?
I'm not too sure. I'm sure if I knew more with the context.
Say it. No, I'll just let you. You gotta read it, dude, because it's that part's not gonna come out for fucking like 5 years, 6 years.
Isn't that awesome? What I want is Solo Leveling season two.
I gotta read
It
that.
just
I gotta read that
ended.
next.
It's coming
Culling
out.
games though.
They're on it. It's
Calling
Solo
games,
Leveling
yeah,
is
crazy.
Culling games was
Solo
crazy.
Leveling was
Solo leveling is. I need more of that.
I'm getting
I need
mixed
to
up with
read. I'm gonna read
Invincible.
it.
It's I know the season two comes out like late summer already.
Oh, that's quick. That's quick.
Yes,
They just finished the first
yes,
season like
they're on it.
3 weeks ago. That's crazy.
Heavily
Holy
demanded.
shit.
Heavily demanded. Can you imagine how cool it'd be that voice actor? I always forget his name.
Alex Lay. Alex Lay. Yeah.
Yep. Like,
It's not
because he is
Alex. It's
Korean,
Alex.
and okay, um, you know
The
how
way
cool
it's
that would
spelled.
be
It.
to be like, go
We
ahead.
got it.
No,
No, no,
please.
We got it.
no.
I
Keep
need
going.
another reiteration of how I pronounce his name.
First off,
You
don't
know how
start
cool
this because you cut
it's
off my
like
story earlier.
it would be like voice act.
See, I thought he was doing it because he's been choppy, and I thought it was just kind of coming in and out. But no, he's doing it on purpose.
I wasn't trying to do it on purpose.
I know there is a guy that is voice acting a fully Korean anime, voice acts it in English and Korean. Like, you imagine how cool that's like the first, like, I feel like, don't quote me on it for like the heavy manga anime guys, but because I feel like I'm decently in the loop. This is like the first huge Korean based anime, right?
I
He's
think
able to
so. Yeah.
voice act the main character. That's like back in the 19 when Superman come out, 1930s, and it's like voice acting Superman as an American back when it first happened. That's how I see it. I'm like, that is so cool.
I can see the comparison. Yeah.
Well, because I feel like it's got a lot of traction on social media. You know, if we're still using the comparison of Superman, I mean, it was a big comic. You know, it came out, people loved it back in the, I want to say 1930s.
It inspired Japanese like animation and cartoons too. That's why we have
Mm.
anime.
Yeah.
Squalam.
Did you know it was based off me actually? Because I'm like that for real.
I see it. Puerto Rican. Um,
5'7".
good hair.
Hey, race doesn't play a factor because he's Kryptonian. He's not even human.
They just had to make him a white guy though.
Yeah.
Aliens who
Because
been.
look just
Kryptonians didn't
like
get that
white
much
people.
sunlight, obviously.
Yeah. Had to be a white guy.
Duh.
Couldn't have been South African.
Yeah. Well, Goku, he's an alien. Why the fuck is he just like every other Japanese character in the show? This is the questions we need to be asking.
Omni Man's a
Listen, when it comes to
Viltrumite.
Dragon Ball and
Make him
He
look
Race,
like
looks
a
like my
Viltrumite.
mailman.
when it's with Dragon Ball and Race, let's just not open that conversation because they don't have a good track record.
It's rough. I think he got better. It was just like back in the day, yes, unfortunate, but that's just like how they were.
I think about that sometimes. Like I'll think about was it the Cell games? I think it was at the beginning of the Cell games, and it was the black
Oh,
character
dude.
they had in Dragon Ball, and they just made him speak in straight like jive talk. Like the minute I saw that, I was just like,
Oh,
What was his name?
like
Hurdler or something?
I don't even remember. Hold on. It's funny
He was the
because I can
guy
just
who was like supposed to save everybody from the Cell games, but he was not on the same level of any of the Z fighters.
I love
no,
like
you're talking about some.
garlic and chives.
You're talking about Hercule Satan. That's a different character. Um,
He was like Latin, I think, right?
Has anybody heard about this Sandland?
Sandland?
The
Oh,
Dragon
yes,
Ball create?
yeah.
Yeah,
It's like a side, it's like a different series.
yeah. From what I've seen, they already have a. What I don't see understand is like how this guy passes away, and then immediately there's a game for it already, and the anime is coming soon. Or I think it's already started.
Think so, yeah.
Seems like somebody might have to get some money.
I think it was maybe they're just like more like passionate now that he's dead and they get over and they really wanted to put it out because I think he was saying like Sandman was his like favorite series that he's made, even more than Dragon Ball and all this stuff.
Mm,
But
right,
I don't know. I mean, for game
right.
development, I saw that there was a game out for it.
I saw a dude on
It's
TikTok playing it.
yeah, I game development still like even if you rush it, takes a while, man. It I feel
That's one.
like
It seems like it was put on a back burner, probably because the Gohan movie just came out last year. So Toriyama, right?
hmm,
You guys know how my pronunciation with Japanese names is, and I'm sorry,
yeah,
I'm American.
Mojito.
Yeah, and it just seems kind of fishy to me that he passes away, and then apparently now there's like an all new series.
I think it's been made though. Like he's been writing it outside of Dragon Ball for a while.
But it felt like legit like 2 weeks after he passed away. Boom, Sandland. Here's a game, and here's the anime.
It is a little okay, you could have done this when he was live, but I think it may have just been like
I could.
a thing of like, oh, we need to memorize him or called
Yeah,
memorialize him or whatever,
yeah.
and like
Like
just try and like put his name out there. Like these are his works. Like yeah, we rushed this game. We're gonna launch this anime. We're gonna launch. We're gonna really push his like current works that he was working on. Because he really
I
was a lot of Dragon Ball at that point. Like Dragon Ball Super, like that's not him. He took it over at some points, but he no, he did take over Super. The reason why he took over was because GT
GT.
sucked. Yeah.
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 Well, dude, I don't know. Because you have these major anime corporations and they take like years to drop another season. It seems kind of fishy to me that all of a sudden, I don't know. It was,
I see
it's,
where you're coming from, but I think it's more of like a passion thing, you know.
I think it's a money grab thing.
Could be. It could also be for sure.
Because if they were really trying to stretch this out after he passes away, um, turn it up so we can all hear it.
Yeah, yeah.
I was trying
Share
to
it with
turn it
us.
down. I'm trying to find this shit I was talking about earlier. I forgot.
S-
Why do I forget this guy's fucking name?
I think if you're trying to memorialize somebody, it would be like give time because I've seen a lot of people very upset about his passing. I understand that. I'm not gonna lie. Not I loved Dragon Ball as like a kid. Like after high school, really, I'd stopped like being like super into Dragon Ball because there's just so much
Yeah.
out there, and I'm not gonna act like I'm one of those guys that was super deep with Dragon Ball. But I feel like if you're trying to memorialize him, like give it like months, let it settle, let the ground settle, and then plant anew.
Yeah.
A
So
couple
you're
weeks
saying
later seems
they're trying to like take advantage of his death and like
that's
push
what
it
it seems
like
like.
get the money.
Like I know y'all are sad right now, but he also created this. Why don't you
Yeah.
spend some money? Buy this game. If you really loved him, you'd buy this game. We live in a Black Mirror episode.
Yeah. And he's not making any money off it now.
Exactly. But they are. Yeah. It's like,
They are.
we don't have any share with this guy, the creator of literally all of this. So we'll just take it for ourselves.
Yeah. Does he have like I bet he has an estate that the money like his family gets or whatever, but he is like rich. I was like looking at the salaries of some of these like mangakas, dude. He was like in the 50
But
million
if you look
or
at
400.
who was
I don't know.
somewhat I saw this guy talking about like American gaming development agencies compared to like Japanese. And like the wealth is like in Japan is like pretty evenly distributed compared to like America where it's like top the top guy gets like
Everything.
80% of all
Yeah.
of the earnings and then everybody else gets the rest. It's like the 20% underneath like on the 20% off the 100%, right? So you got the 80 that goes to the big guy at the top. 20% is then split amongst everybody that's actually creating these games.
Yeah.
That's
Well, that's
crazy.
capitalism, That's the
I love it.
CEO.
I love it. I love suffering.
Oh, I was like, what? You're
No, dude, I love it.
sympathizing? But yeah, that's just how it is. And I think you're talking about Nintendo where it was
Yeah, yeah.
Nintendo when they were going
Then
through a rough patch during that Wii U stint that they were going through.
yeah,
They were billions of dollars. And instead of laying people off, they instead cut CEO and executive pay and gave
yeah.
money to their employees so they wouldn't have to lay anybody off.
We saw the exact same video because I remember what he was saying.
Yep.
That's so cool.
It is
Imagine
so cool. And then now
it's
we're
like, oh,
seeing this year, we're seeing massive layoffs, and then we're seeing like, somehow these CEOs are getting bonuses from laying people off. That's a little suspect.
it's gonna be crazy like when the CEOs have to actually make these games.
Yeah.
They're like,
Instead of AI taking over jobs, take over the CEO job. I
yeah,
feel like
that's all they got to
do
do.
a lot better.
Like,
Automate that.
just put a
Automate
computer
that
sitting
job.
at a desk, and then, it's like that Key and Peele episode with the guy that's like he's made out of brooms, but just have a computer sitting at a desk, and you go in there and be like, "Hey, we got this done. Thank you. Cool. We're gonna keep working." CEO
I
is
know this is
probably.
like, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Mm-mm. We go ahead.
Did you find your thing, Adrian?
Yeah, I didn't know if you guys cared. All right. I don't.
That
It's a
is spicy.
short video. I could show you. Well, I'll try to share this. Anyways, what I was gonna say, Dragon Ball Z and Race doesn't have a good history.
Oh,
In the Boo
that's what we were
saga.
talking about 20 minutes ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to find this for so long. It was the Boo saga.
Was
It's
it
a
Mr.
short minute and a
Popo?
half video. No, it's not Mr. Popo.
Definitely
It's not Mr. Popo.
Mr. Popo is like Mr. Popo is like
At least that's not what I'm talking
a,
about.
These
a
egregious
definition
case.
of like
Yeah.
yeah, dude. You
This-
even have to like
This guy's name
I'm a-
specifically is Killa, Killa. Let me just share what his dub voice sounds like.
Man, I tell you that, man, I've been taught I woke you up like a jackhammer out of you. Monsieur, Hey, they called your name, buddy. It's your turn in the ring. Hey, don't get out, kids. Come on, get. Hold up! It's time. Hit him on cinematics. Povich kid a fight like that. Yeah. I tell you, come on, man. Killer don't recognize him when he goes fisting.
Bad.
Extremely bad.
Really racist.
Send me the
Extremely
link
racist. It, like,
just in case if that doesn't share right, I can pull that from YouTube or whatever.
and
Control.
it sounds
Copy.
like when people talk about the dialect during slavery, I'm gonna put it at that. I was trying to think of how to word that so it still is sensitive, but that is legitimately what that sounded like.
Yeah,
Like when you have
it's like the
comedians-
blackface era where they wouldn't allow black actors. They would have white people dress up as blackface, and they would
talk
have
like
the
that.
same. Yeah,
Yeah,
That's exactly
that
what
voice
that dialect was.
is specifically pulled from like the deepest southernest part of like Louisiana, where like that type of like dialect originates from in America. Like, what the fuck?
That's why
Like, God.
That's why Foghorn Leghorn isn't a Looney Tune character anymore.
Yeah, it's like Foghorn Leghorn,
Foghorn
but way
Leghorn.
more racist
You don't
sounding.
remember him growing up, the rooster? That's why he's not there.
I said it.
Invincible Book 3 came in, guys.
Okay.
The second season ends pretty much at the first book ending. Second book, I think potentially they could get 6 seasons out of it if they keep going this route, because it seemed like first 2 seasons, first book, and I'm talking compendium or volumes, whoever that guy was.
Oh yeah, this.
Yeah, dude. Books. Okay. Okay. What do you call something that has a bind and it flips pages? What do you call
Binder.
A book.
that? That is true. A book. Very intuitive, Adrian. Thank you for the astute observation.
It's literally like the people that are like, they
It's
prefer
kinda-
the sub over the dub, and they're like, if you're not watching this in its original language, you're not a true fan.
Why don't you go cry next to your vinyl player alone in your house and stay off the comments?
Oh, hold
Did
on.
you know
Whoa,
Tame
whoa,
Impala
let's-
was only one person?
Let's
Yeah.
not diss vinyl players.
I got
let's not
one
diss
for
those.
Shiloh's birthday. It's good.
Adrian, show us your vinyl player right now.
And show me your nuts.
He doesn't have a vinyl player.
I don't have one.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, I
So
do.
you're defending? Okay. Well, you're close then. You're hopping a skip to volume
want
over
one.
bugs.
I want one. They seem cool. They seem
They're
cool to have.
expensive though.
They are expensive. They are
They're
expensive.
They got very hip, and that's what drove the price up on all of those. You guys don't understand 8-track is in now, so
And also, the biggest gripe too is that there's only fucking 4 songs on one side. So if you want to listen to an album, you better be standing by the goddamn vinyl player, because you
I'm
are always.
old-fashioned. I'm old-fashioned in a lot of things, but my Spotify has 2,000 songs in it.
Yeah. But the good thing about this vinyl player though is also has Bluetooth, so we can.
Right.
Yeah, Bluetooth is cool and all, but like once when I had Apple Music, I had 13,000 songs. So
Yeah, Bluetooth.
I don't know how
Bluetooth.
that. I don't know how that correlates.
Correlates. But Adrian, I'm going to say yes. I don't know what you're talking about exactly with that, but I'm going to say yes.
yeah, vinyl is cool and all. It's cool that it has Bluetooth, but I could just download 13,000 songs on my phone. So vinyl is cool, but like,
And I can AirPod
also,
it.
yeah, AirPod it, you know?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, AirPod it. Oh, wait, sorry.
That would have been funny if you had AirPods under.
It would be funny.
Yeah.
It would be funny.
AirPod.
It's like, why am I wearing the headphones now?
I used to have to do that when I played Smite with one of our friends from the Navy, because he was on PC, so we'd have to do it through Discord chat, and this was back PS4 2020, so there was no like Discord chat through the system, like the console systems yet. So I had like the way the headphones I had worked, only one side had a microphone, so I had the one that wasn't on the one that had a microphone sitting on my desk right here, and I had the other one under my gaming headphones in my ear. And that was the only way I could like talk.
Alright. I'd rather
I don't
just be in
know.
game chat at that point.
It was Smite. There was no game chat.
I'll use that bothers me. Having to go through Discord to talk to people in a game.
Well, it's easier now because Xbox, you could just do it the same way you do an Xbox chat. Like, it's that easy, so it's not the hardest thing.
They've
Which,
antiquated
I think that's
it.
cool.
Technology,
But
man.
even then, if you have a PC through like the Xbox Game Bar and stuff, you could just go through an Xbox game chat through that. So even then, Discord's kind of pointless for us, at least on Xbox.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Gang.
Unless one day we all decide
I love all
to
systems.
get PCs, but somebody's left behind on Xbox. We do it that way.
Not me. Team Xbox since day one, brother.
Shut the fuck. The amount of trouble that
I think
has caused
you would
me
enjoy
over the
having
years.
a PC game. I think you would enjoy having a PC game.
Sure, I would also
You know the-
enjoy having a PC too, Adrian. Jeez. Just
Let me
leave me
just
out of
drop-
everything.
What are you talking
Fine.
about? I can literally start playing Predecessor right now. I have it downloaded on my computer. I could just start playing Predecessor right now. on
Ignores
this
me.
computer.
He just ignores me.
Let me just drop a Toyota Camry real quick and let me get a nice PC.
Let me send you the link to the one I had. Right
Yeah,
now it's
sure.
$400.
Send you a
Yeah,
link
just
for
let
$400.
let me just send you a link to my fucking nuts, Adrian, because that's how it feels
Got
like
him.
right now.
I don't want a link. I want direct.
You gotta pay for that.
Cash App.
OnlyFans, brother. Gotta get that
Oh.
credit card link.
Not subscribing.
What, did you just fake put hair behind your ear? That
Prove a point then, Adrian. It looks a lot more zesty when you do it. Do it again.
Yeah, when you do
it looks
makes
zestier when
sense.
you don't have hair. I do it to get
He has
hair. out
hair.
of my
What are you
face.
talking about?
Freaking do it, dude. Okay, fine. Let me go back here.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's right. What you want to say now, brother?
What do I
Been
have
on
to say
that-
now is that
I've been on the
all I
Elden
have to
Ring
say is
kick
look at my
lately.
hair.
If anybody
Look
wants
at
to
my
help
hair.
fight anybody,
Well, I need fucking dude.
actually, I hit new game recently, but I'm almost to Renala already. I'm speed rushing it because I needed to get spells. I had to stop at the Church of Vows. So
How about you spell nuts and mouth?
I'll help you. I'll help you chase when I get there. Or if you want to get on, we could just be buds. Shadow of the Earth Trees next month or this
Think-
month. Holy shnighties!
Is it May? I thought it
Hey,
was
babe.
July.
Can you look up when the Shadow of the Earth Tree comes out?
Pretty sure it's like
I
July.
still haven't even beat the game. So
Where you at, Adrian? I'm speed rushing through the bosses right now, just because I need to get spells.
wherever we left off when you guys were helping me, because
Capital,
if I'm gonna beat, yeah, I think the capital just got destroyed and we're doing shit. Right
June
there.
21st. June
I don't-
21st. We got time, boys.
Yeah. I think if I'm gonna beat Elden Ring, you guys are just gonna have to.
Wait,
be along with
you got
because-
to the point where the capital's destroyed? Like you committed the cardinal sin?
I think no, we can't spoil.
We were
it
fighting
for
the fire giant
You're
That's
right
right.
there.
last.
All you have to do is fight Malekith. I mean, like at the end game, essentially. Once you beat the fire
Mhm.
giant, all you have to do is get through the plateau, which is a little shit.
The floating isles of Fair Missoula.
See, but
Yeah,
that's if I
And
want
the
to
Halleck
play.
tree. The Halleck tree is pain.
You don't have to do
That's
that Halleck
only-
tree, but
That's only if I want to do the Shadows of the
wait.
Earth tree with you guys. Would I
You
have to
didn't do the Halleck tree?
directly beat the game?
I wanted to beat the game, and then I was gonna come back after like Shadow of the Earth tree came out.
Babe, you hear that? Chase hasn't gone through the Halleck tree. That's right, booger.
Yeah, see, like I'm at the end game, but I still I'm not gonna just go and straight finish the game because I also wanted to do the
He's fighting the fire
madness
giant.
ending, so I had to. I have to do the. Do I have to do Randy's quest? The three fingers. Do I have to do? I don't think I have to do Randy's quest.
No, no.
I used to have it in my notes. Let me see.
I don't
If you
think
want the chaos madness ending, you don't have to do Randy's quest. Randy's quest is for the Dark Moon ending, or
Yeah,
something.
I
like
have
that.
but
to do-
and the Dustborn ending, you have to do both.
Damn.
Oh, Millicent's. I think I have to do her quest line, or I think that's just for an item I
With
wanted.
the lady with the prosthesis.
Yeah.
You shouldn't light fire to
You'll have to go to the.
tree though. Then
If you have to do Melisandre's,
Hayeda's quest, right?
Hayeda.
that's the shot. That's
the
the
Flame
mad-
Frenzy seal?
Yeah, that's the madness person.
Yeah.
But
I have to do Hayeda's quest, the entire thing, because I don't think I've done any of it.
so you probably have to even go back to Limgrave and do all that shit. But
I'll go with you.
you don't light the fire yet. Then so like you can beat the fire giant, but don't go back to the big fire pit. Because I think once you cuts off your progress with a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, because I
Or-
tried to get the chaos ending, and I did that after knowing what I knew. So yeah,
What I can do is, I saw this, what I could do is, I could just go back to my virtual basketball career instead of play Elden Ring. I'm him. Broke the
Boring.
NBA record for three-pointers in a game. Broke the NBA record for consecutive 50-point games. I'm him. I'm a rookie.
what's your vertical goal in real life?
That's sad.
High enough to get my nuts in your mouth.
Okay.
If I'm on my knees, then that's out of the question.
I still haven't
You're always
beaten.
on your knees.
I still haven't beaten Dragon's Dogma. Oh, speaking of Dragon's Dogma, do you guys want to do
I
a
haven't even
something
touched
scores?
Sure. Sure.
The only thing that kills it for me with Dragon's Dogma is multiplayer.
I'm
That's
gonna
really
fuck
it.
that score up. I'm
I
gonna
like
fuck
it.
the
I
score
do.
up so
Honestly,
bad.
combat's fluent. I literally like everything else about it.
Adrian, how far have you gotten in Dragon's Dogma?
Far enough to be like, this was a waste of fucking money.
How far?
I don't even fucking know. I was just doing shit.
He just got done with
What
the
were you
tutorial.
doing? Did you just get done with the tutorial?
No.
How
I
far
was
did you
like-
get? Did you get to
I
the
don't even
second
fucking
part?
know.
Did
I
you
don't
get to
even-
the desert place?
I don't even fucking remember. I was just running around doing quests.
All right, you're
And I was
getting
like,
a fat asterisk next to your score.
No, I am not. There were no asterisks next to Baldur's Gate for anybody, so we all
Yeah,
barely
decently
played that.
fun. Baldur's Gate.
Comparatively, no, we didn't.
Comparatively, yes. We're talking about a week and a half. Solid focus.
A week and a half, and it would take us like 30 minutes to progress like one step of a quest. Let's be real. The game is. I still think the game
Grain's
is
great.
great and deserved the score I gave it, but we didn't get that far.
It does seem quite hypocritical that you haven't beat Baldur's Gate.
Because I have to go back and start a whole new character and do all that stuff. It's a very large game. I don't have the space on my Xbox, and I play 2K more
Yeah.
often because
Imagine,
guess what? I do that. I embarrass Devin Booker because I do that. I embarrass Kyrie Irving because I do that. I put Steph Curry
How
on
big
his
did
ass
you?
because I do that.
How big did you make her in 2K?
I looked up a build, so he's 6'8" with a 6'10" wingspan.
6'8". He can just
Yeah, as a
and
shooting guard,
he is
I've got
compensating.
Right
all
up
the
and just-
stats to dominate in the NBA.
You
know what
looked
I
up
do
a
whenever
2K
I
build?
made a character in 2K?
Yeah,
I
'cause
tried
you think
to
I'm just
build
gonna
my
make-
person exactly and then just see what I could do.
At 5'7", I probably could do a lot of shooting, ball handling, but
Why didn't you
No.
want to go with that?
because I like having a great 3-shot and having better defense, better natural blocking ability, where I don't have to worry about putting too much coins into blocking. I can just leave it at where it starts it at and be good until, I can just throw some coins into that. There's a lot of shit that goes into a 2K build than just, stats and height. And I'll
Well,
do
it
this
sounds
and
like
that.
that's all that goes in. Sounds like it just coins and your height and weight. Wings? Remember that was a thing. Anyways,
Wingspan also plays.
Yeah.
2K build's
It's actually
crazy.
weird that 2K you can change your wingspan now. It didn't let you before. It was always comparative to your height.
I think my guy
But
looked
now you
like
can kind of just
Quasimodo
like
and balling
alter it.
everybody.
people on 2K do that. They just make some weird ass fucking looking dudes.
I
Like,
try
you know
to.
what I
I
hate?
always try and be realistic with everything. Anyways, yeah. What?
It goes along with that. People like I've seen this with people who play like who stream like them playing 2K or Madden or something. Why is it that you're like I'm not trying to offend anybody out here in the world, but as a white dude, why are you making your guy some big brolic black dude? That's not you.
Yes.
At least in
No,
2K,
yeah,
I did the face scan. It's my face on a
yeah.
build that's works well for the position I wanted to play because I wanted to be able to just start draining fucking threes. I just be
Yeah.
draining fucking threes.
What you do
It's
is a
weird.
face scan and a body scan, and then see.
How about you scan my nuts?
Been there, done that. All right, next.
Adrian has a QR code on his nuts. Goes to Aldi's.
Yeah,
Speaking
and
of
then,
All these nuts in your mouth. Ah!
then if you go below that one is Brooks and Noble.
Did you just set yourself up a joke that nobody responded to?
Yes, I wanted to get it out because I knew you were just gonna ignore it. Anyways, Dragon's
You know, if you
Dogma. Okay. Jesus Christ.
If, no, keep going with that. But if you didn't say that pun, I probably would have been like Aldi's. You would have got me.
Thanks. Thanks for reassuring. Who's going first? Adrian, you said you had a score.
Yeah, I got a score. I give it 7.4.
It's not as bad as I thought you were going to give it.
I think it does look visually very good. I think visually it's very good. I think the limited play styles they're not too limited, and you can still run around and kind of fight how you want within that play style. Controls aren't terrible, really, but I mean, the story's just not that engaging to me, and it's not that long. So it's kind of like...
And then inside of that short story, how far did you get?
I don't even fucking know. I don't even know what the fucking parts are.
That was
I was
a
just
question.
doing missions, and I was like,
That was
this
a
isn't that
question.
fun.
That was a question. I was just
Like,
asking.
If I'm playing a game trying to do quests, and I find myself pausing just to get on my phone,
Pause.
it's not that engaging to me.
4 more years. Pause.
Yeah, that's it. I didn't think it was that engaging. It looks great, and I think if it had a better story, it'd be more engaging. But that's where it kills it for me.
Dan, do you want to go next? I can also go if you will.
This might be my unfortunate lowest one. 8.3. I don't even know the record.
That is your lowest.
No, I thought
Good
he
point.
gave Boulder's Gate a 7.
No, yeah, he did. I was looking. Okay, yeah. No, that isn't your lowest. You gave Baldur's Gate a 7.
second lowest then.
Yeah, it is
Um,
your second lowest.
because with
That was actually my lowest. That's crazy.
8.3, so I do agree with some parts about what Adrian's saying. Um, it is visually great. The character customization is very good.
The background, even too, just like
Mm.
the general landscape, it looks great. I like walking around. It's actually very nice to walk around. Continue.
And I feel
Sorry.
like the what are the words? The vocation. Okay, so with the vocation system, I think it's a double-edged sword in a way because you can switch your vocation at any time, but you can also switch your vocation at any time. And within that, the vocation, like as a sword, like when I was playing sorcerer, very cool. I like being able to fly. I think that's very fun. I like to shoot off certain powers, but it felt very dropped off and one-ended. Um, and I've been on a good Elden Ring kick lately, and looking at that, they dropped this game, and the spells that you get are forever. There's so many spells you can get in this game, in that game. In this game, it feels like it's very limited. You get to a certain level in vocation. It just feels like you get to a certain point, it ramps up, and it just drops off. It's like you either finish the game and you can start a new game, but the incentive for the new game, I do see that it's like it's not very. There's not very much to be incentivized. Is
There's
the
no
word?
replay value.
Yeah, like Elden Ring. I was just talking to these guys. Well, you guys heard that. It's like I'm starting my new game plus because I didn't get certain spells from prayer books or I forget what they called them, like sorcery somethings. And I now have the opportunity to go back and get these. Or there are certain spirit ashes I didn't get, certain other items, armors. I got quite a few in my first run. I was pretty much in there for 400 hours, so let's hope I got something done. And now I'm going back through and doing it again. Dragon's Dogma, I just feel like doesn't have that it factor. And then when it comes to multiplayer, it seems like it would be a fun, almost Monster Hunter style game if they added in multiplayer. It's like we all got our. Then I would see the vocation scale as a lot more prominent within the gameplay. It's like, okay, I'm going to be a sorcerer, homie. You be magic
Mystic Spear
lancer,
Hand.
mystic spear hand, and then Adrian be Puerto Rican guy. And then we all go around and we just start hunting down monsters, and that would seem a lot
Mm,
more fun and to give it more of a physicality to it. But with
yeah.
a single player game where it's like, okay, I get the pawn system, it's cool, it's fun, it's quirky, but it's not like longevity, especially in the. I could see Dragon Dogma 1, I could see the pawn system being like fully integrated and like people back then, because it came out what, like 12 years ago?
Mm,
And like
something like that.
with multiplayer games back then, you were pretty much like on LAN parties. So it's like, I, this guy's got this pawn. Hey, I'm gonna use this code. I don't even think like social media back then was like that great or like what we're
There's
on 12
probably
years
just
ago.
like forum boards and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like keeping that same base scale for a modern game is like, what are we doing? You could take this game
Yeah.
and just blow it out of the water.
Yeah, and see, they could have made it work because if
Yeah.
you look at Baldur's Gate, like you have a certain party size, and if you have people playing like online with you, you can only add like I mean, if it's just us four, we can't even add anybody else, any other like followers in or whatever. Like you could do the same system with the pawns. Like you have a certain number of pawns you can summon. You have the less amount, the more multiplayer people you have in with you. So if you have two people with you, you have two less pawns you can have with you. If you have a full party of four of you, can't summon any pawns. But then again, like the vocation system, you have the different play styles where I can be, I think it was like a thief or rogue or whatever, and one person could be like the knight, and the other person could be the mage, and like one person could be the archer. Like there's different, like you can do that. That's all built in. That the foundation is there. All they had to do was just implement the multiplayer. It's right there in front of them. Like, just do it. Simple.
And even with the fighting style, imagine like arena. That'd been so cool.
Yeah.
1v1 arenas. Or
There's so many like
all for one,
missions too
or-
where you're fighting NPCs like one-on-one, and it's just like you kind of dog walk them, you know.
Yeah.
It would have been so
Like
cool
Elden
to
Ring
go up
has
against other
Coliseum.
people. Yeah.
We should do an Elden Ring one next. Elden Ring one next. I know that would be a high scoring one.
It would be.
Yeah.
I've already got
And
mine. And
Maybe we wait for the Shadow of the Earth Tree, maybe, but we could do it next
We could do
episode.
one before and one after.
Sure. Ow.
But
Well, 'cause
Chase, your
the-
score.
the way they're
Or
talking
you
about the
don't.
Shadow of the
Alright,
Air Tree is it's going to be a DLC, but they're pretty much saying, especially compared to a lot of these dog walk games that they keep dropping, like they're saying the Shadow of the Air Tree is going to be essentially another game on top of it.
Yeah.
If you're talking about play hours and play time, you can put into like just another segment as big as Limgrave. Compare these other RPG games that they just keep trying to throw out because they're hoping to compete. No competition. They put a whole game for a game price. No battle pass. No extra stupid shit, dude. Unless you want to get the, which I honestly thought about getting, was a $140 collector's edition, which came with a statue. Thought about it. Not gonna lie, it was pretty cool. But
Yeah, I was gonna say like, indie games have been killing it lately. They have been so much better than like AAA games. Like I've been playing another Crab's Treasure, was a Soulsborne or a Souls-like, just very campy crab game. Like you run around and you collect shells and like collect different shells, and they all different, and you just like fight bosses like Elden Ring, and it's like very like strategic and like very.
I've seen
and
I've
it
seen
just
a
has
video of that.
such a good art style, and that game like has captivated me compared to like Dragon's Dogma or any other like new games coming out.
Persona 3 Reloaded.
No, Persona 3 was good. Persona 3 was good. That one I put like 120 hours in. It's a
I will
long ass
say-
fucking story.
With video games, I'll make this quick so we can get to your score, Chase. But
Yeah.
with video games, with these bigger like AAA companies and all that, when you start making video games to appease shareholders instead of gamers, you stop making good video games. Indie developers, they have nobody to appease except the people that they're trying to get to buy their game.
Or
That's
it's
why
like,
their games are good.
If they crowdfund, they're usually just appealing to the people who donated to the game, you know? It's like
Exactly.
it's like people who are excited for the game who want to support your game. You're not. That's what like Larian Studios said to Baldur's Gate devs. They said like, 'cause they were taking shots at Ubisoft. They were like, we make games for gamers. Like Ubisoft's making games for shareholders. And that's why we're standing up here year after year, and Ubisoft is being left out.
Yeah. I fuck with Larian Studios.
Yeah, they're a cool team. Sorry we didn't do Baldur's Gate justice with our score, but
You two, I did. I gave it justice. I gave it a
Hey.
9.5.
okay, hive mind. Anyways,
Chase, get to your score.
I'm gonna give Dragon's Dogma firm 8. First playthrough. I'll talk about what you guys were also bringing up. Game was made to be a multiplayer game. Period. The lack of story, all the different vocations, the open world, fighting styles and all that stuff, the pawn system, replace the pawn system with a fucking just multiplayer system, you have yourself a 10 out of 10 game in my opinion. the story for it works for a multiplayer sense, you know? Because there is just no story. So it's like if you just hop on with the buddies, you're not going to really care about what's going on in the story. You're just returning quests and doing all this shit. You really could have done yourself more service than you did hurt yourself with making this just a single player game. But I will say, character customization, I loved it. I spent like a week before just playing around with the character creator, just playing around. Like before the game even came out, I was just hooked with like just seeing what I could do with the customization. Once the game came out, this is what I tend to do. I will play the story, and then if I get a side quest along with a story quest, I will always do the side quest first. But then if I don't get any other story quest, and I don't decide myself to kind of go off the beaten path and look for stuff in the world, I'm going to kind of just stay on the trajectory that the story is having me go on. I beat the game in under 20 hours. Accidentally. That's how I was like, I locked myself into the end of the game accidentally. That is just poor quest design. It's just a terrible story because I thought the story hasn't even like begun, you know? I thought the story was just going to be this huge, deep, and there were so many different pieces that you could have like made this like story have so many more levels to it. It's just like I felt like a lot of stuff just got dropped off of the story. It just felt so empty, and part of the world itself felt empty. The characters I would interact with, like they didn't really feel like real characters I was talking to. They felt like just NPCs that I was interacting with, which is not a good thing for a story-driven narrative game, you know? But I will say, positives, the combat's flawless. That's why it's getting an 8, honestly. All the fluid animations, you hooked me on that shit. I love all the vocations. I feel like they all are pretty balanced and fair. But yeah, like Gannon was saying, they're limited, and you level up your vocation super fast. So I was like a Mystic Spearhand. I love that vocation. I felt like I got through like a quarter of my second playthrough already with the Mystic Spearhand maxed out, and I felt like there was just no point in keep playing that vocation. So I'm like, I guess I'm forced to kind of experiment with other vocations, but if I want to stick with Mystic Spearhand and just keep finding new ways to make that fun for me, I should be able to. But there's just no new like stuff to get for it. I mean, yeah, the open world, I mean, it's a beautiful game. The side quests are somewhat fun. I'm doing the fucking Sphinx thing, and it's telling me to find the first Seeker's token I ever picked up, and they don't mark it on the fucking map. So I have to go through this huge, not even huge, this is another thing. I have to go through this big open world where there's not really any convenient way to fast travel, trying to find my first Seeker's token that I picked up because I can't, like, I have to look up a guide of where all the tokens are just so I can try and see where I can pick it up at. That's so dumb. And another thing, what I was going to say, the fast travel system, I feel like the reason why there's a lack of the fast travel system is because it's just like such a small world almost. They're forcing you to walk because they understand, like, if we introduce fast travel in this thing, they're going to get this game beat in like 10 hours. We're going to force you to walk and interact with the world, which is great, which, I mean, some people like it. I liked it. I thought it was like a unique twist, but after I beat the game, I was like, oh, they did that because there was just no game.
Yeah.
There's just no story. There's no point to anything that you're doing.
Reskinned enemies.
Didn't get for reskinned enemies. There was like maybe what, like 5 different enemies that you interacted with that were like different, that had different fighting styles and stuff.
Troll. This is what I don't understand. Ogre in the woods, short hair. Ogre in the desert, long hair. Same character.
Yeah.
Why
Some of them
does he
had
have?
armor.
Why does he have more hair in the desert?
Mhm. I will say with that though, I won't excuse it, but gotta think also it's Capcom. You think of their history with games. They don't really make a lot of games where there is so many different features for so many different like minor characters. Like this is, and I was gonna say this too. Like it's Capcom. You can't really expect Capcom to give you like Elden Ring level differentiations
They
between
made Mega Man.
enemies.
They made Mega Man.
Yeah, but how many of those enemies, of those little enemies, were the same? I didn't play Mega Man, so
The characters in that each had a different everything.
which Mega Man is this? Are you talking about? Is this
I'm
like
talking
side
about
screen?
side screen Mega Man. If we're going Mega Man
That's
X,
just pixels. It's that
Mega Man
that's
X
a
wasn't
different thing.
pixels. Mega Man X was like not super
How
recent,
many
but it was
games have they made like this though? With this style, with so many different enemies and just side little NPCs that you
what's
can
that one
talk
game
to.
called? Dragon Adventure. It's like an anime style looking game. What's that called?
But it's obviously it's
It's
not many, right? It's not. I
Marvel
just feel like
versus
that's
Capcom.
they should just drop another one
great
of them
game.
bad bitches.
Great, they should.
They
And
should have. That'd been
that's another
great.
thing that I was gonna say. How you were saying the multiplayer, like the game is just made to be multiplayer. This is also the same Capcom that last year dropped a game, a Street Fighter game, where instead of just pick your fight from the menu, you're running around and starting fights. And I think multiplayer adds into that aspect. I didn't play it, so I don't fully understand. But that's like open world-ish multiplayer. Like they've literally done it already. So why they couldn't do it for this game doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it was seriously, I think it was being made to have a multiplayer aspect. They just didn't do it. And I think the product fell flat on its face because of that. The story just was empty. There was no story. That pissed me off. So I was literally considering dropping the game. I was locked out of like anything after I was locked into the final boss that I was so under level for, because I just didn't like I didn't explore, because I was just kind of following along with the story, because I thought eventually it was going to start getting good. But then, oh my god, the surprise in my face. I had a whole rant in the group chat about it. It
Yeah,
was
which
it
is
was
funny
bad.
because after you said that, I only played the game like 2 more times before I was just like, I don't like. I know what's coming. I don't see a point in this.
Yeah. I will say, definitely go explore in the game. It is a nice, big enough for you to go explore.
That would have been so fun multiplayer.
It would have been so fun multiplayer,
We
right?
would have done every side quest just
Just to keep it
because
going.
it's
Yeah,
multiplayer.
yeah.
Like we
Like
could have done that.
and even keeping the same story, you could have even made the story more bare bones, to where it's just like at the end you fight a dragon. You fight a really hard dragon. You're kind of just working your way up to getting to the point where you fight the big dragon at the end. But it's
That's
just
if like
like, yeah,
that's if like the
they
new
could
if like the newest Elder Scrolls they make. I don't even know if they're making a newer one, but if the
yeah,
next that's
they
if like
keep
the next
dropping
one they make,
DLCs.
they just don't add multiplayer because I feel like it's been asked enough for their games that the next Elder Scroll would have a multiplayer aspect. That's if like they didn't do that. It'd be the same level of like what the fuck you dropped the ball on that. That's how I see it. It's the same level of that.
I see it as a lot of like boomer developers that didn't play a whole lot of multiplayer games make these games. It's like, I played the first Dragon's Dogma, and I played it alone, so we're gonna keep it that way.
I,
Dude,
because
buddy, we
I
don't
got
live in that
so
world anymore. No one
yeah.
does.
I got so mad about like into the end. I went to the Reddit page of Dragon's Dogma and I saw people also complaining about the lack of story. And I was just going back and forth with this guy. We were agreeing, but it's like honestly, I feel like um they had like the perfect game in mind. They got the combat system ready to go. They all the different vocations worked out, the character customization, the pawn system, everything seems so right to be a multiplayer game. But they just corporate Capcom essentially, the CEOs and executives, they decided to just push it out once they felt like the devs were like, you can definitely make this into a game now. We could put it out now. And the CEOs were, or the executives were like, yeah, push it out. And it's like, oh,
Yeah,
well,
shareholders
well,
want money, so
we still want to add like a
want
multiplayer
money.
and all this stuff. And they were like, no, put it out. I'm
And I
not
will
even going
say,
to talk about the microtransactions. I don't care. Just don't fucking buy them if you're pissed off about it.
yeah,
But
that's a non-factor. I will say,
non-factor.
very small. Like I'll get 2% of the fault. I will say is on gamers because we as gamers have progressed to the point that a 30-40 hour story just isn't enough, and and it
Skyrim
used to be enough.
Skyrim was made
I
back
sorry.
in 2014, 2013.
2013, I think. 2012, 2013.
That had hours of gameplay.
That had a lot of games.
And
They
that's
also
with
put out
fast
a lot
travel.
of DLCs.
And that's with freaking fast travel.
Yeah. The story
That-
was still only like 10 to 20 hours, but it was at least like compelling. I would
at
have still
least
enjoyed it.
That's if you're
Their
that's if you're
side
straight
stories-
on the pass. Like that's
Yeah.
At least, yeah. If you just do straight story, it's 10 hours. But their side stories are they're so intricate in Skyrim that it's a legit another 10 hours of just doing shit on the side, like a whole different. You're doing shit for a whole faction, doing shit because
I was talking about Dragon's Dogma.
Like,
We're still
am I
talking
going to be in
about
the
story.
Dawn Guard? Am I going to be a vampire? Am I going to be a werewolf?
Yeah. Am I going to do all of them?
Give me that. Actually,
I thought
Talking
the-
dog.
give me that.
Let's go do missions.
Yeah.
If I could
Another
turn into a
hand has
werewolf-
touched the beacon.
Seriously, if I fucking run into that bitch while we're doing the thing is, I've never beaten Skyrim. I've put like 5 hours into Skyrim, never once beat a playthrough ever.
I think I put a solid like 80, 90, maybe 100 hours before I actually went and finished the main story. Because I got to the part
Yeah.
where it was like, go and do this. And I was like, I'm just going to do a bunch of side shit. And I went and did a bunch of side shit. I went and did a shit ton of side shit.
You get lost. I got married in Skyrim. I was like, what the fuck?
I adopted
Twice.
kids.
I adopted kids. I bought a house.
I got
became
them a pet.
landowner, homeowner.
Pay taxes.
I became a Thane. I built the house by the lake.
Slay
Dude,
dragons.
that's the
I bought
blueprint.
horses.
That's the blueprint.
yeah,
That's the
but
blueprint.
I had chests full of like armor and weapons. Just so much shit. Oh my god, there was so much shit.
I'm not saying we should compare Dragon's Dogma to Elder Scrolls,
No,
but
or
If
Elden
you're gonna
Ring.
make a game in that realm, you're gonna get compared.
in the
I'm
realm,
sorry.
like you gotta, especially if it was made and curated to be a single player game. You gotta have a fucking story that's gonna be single player level, you know.
Oh,
And that-
you know what? If
I was
Skyrim
lonely.
if Skyrim had multiplayer, like like if it had multiplayer, it would be like GTA 5 level. That's just my opinion. I think it would be GTA
No.
5 level. It would
You're
still
correct.
Well, Elder Scrolls Online.
it would still be being
Elder
How
Scrolls
big
Online
was
sucks.
that though?
I
Yeah.
heard
Elder
it.
Scrolls
I just
Online
heard.
sucks.
I did see somebody recently on TikTok Live where they were playing a Skyrim mod where they were playing with someone else. It was a mod for Skyrim and it was a multiplayer mod. So they were both running through like the College of Winterhold together. It was pretty cool.
That would be perfect. Elder Scrolls. I played Elder Scrolls during COVID for a solid probably 4 months,
Oh my god.
legitimately, and it was horrible. It was
I
like,
know you tried to get me in it, and I was like,
yeah,
no, this
I
I hate
wanted to
this.
give it a
really,
try
like
despite
looking
what you
back on that
said.
time, I'm like, dude, and and this is my thing, like especially going back and playing Elden Ring, legitimately, games aren't on that level. It not at all. Like not even close.
How long did it
Everybody
take
else wants
for
money.
How long
Everybody
did
else
it take
wants
for Elden Ring to uh, develop?
a hot minute, but when it
Was it
did,
though? I feel like
actually,
relative
that's
like to the cycle. I feel like they were
they
only.
had
I
George
think
R.
they
R.
were.
on that mug.
Yeah, I feel like he. I think he was the reason why it kind of was delayed because he takes forever to write the story. But like the actual development of the game didn't take that long.
And that's the thing. You also got to look at
It's because I
Neversoft, right? Is that who made Elden Ring?
From
sure
FromSoft.
from songs.
Yeah,
Yes,
from
Elden
they
Ring.
like they've done like like the Bloodborne games and the Souls games. Like they were pushing those out too. So like they're used to putting out these styles of games.
Oh my God, Elden Ring's development began in 2017.
It came out in 2022.
2021
5 years.
or 22.
And
22. 22 because I
realistically,
got an
thinking
Xbox
about it,
that year.
At the
and
same time,
and
they were developing Sekiro as well. So they were working on two
Insane.
different games, and they still
Insane.
created
That's
two
nuts.
masterpieces in the shortest amount of time. What the
and,
fuck?
and to think about it, realistically speaking, we're in 2024 now. If Elden Ring dropped this year, Game of the Year.
Yeah. Well, I think it's
No, yeah,
arguably might be the best game in this decade,
yeah.
this century. I bet.
It's the story plot. It stays true to it. It's finite, but then at the end you have eight different endings,
Bastards.
six.
I just
Six
feel
different
like
endings.
there's so many different levels, and if you actually like just look at the lore of Elden Ring, like it is just so much. There's
And
so
it's
many
cool.
different the versatility of like play styles, like every weapon kind of has a different move set, so many
Well,
fucking
we're gonna
spells.
we're gonna do something scores on this. So I would save this for the something scores.
I'm now.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a good one. I think we should
Crazy.
dedicate a good 40 minutes for that. Honestly.
I've now a Necromancer build. I use a larval tier, and now I'm Necromancer, and it is sick. That's what I did my new game with so far is Necromancer.
Yeah.
So
See, that's games like Skyrim and Elden Ring where they do this with Elden Ring. Maybe it's just a tad bit more complicated than Skyrim to do it, but it just being able to switch between how you want to play fairly easily. With Skyrim, it's literally just put points into it and equip it.
Mm-hmm.
And like Elden Ring, it's just like, go use a larval tier, respec. You probably already have the items you need if you've already gotten a couple more of the larval tiers. Like you've probably got all the equipment you need. You can just respec and just start playing how you want. Like that versatility, games just don't really do that much often. Like with Dragon's Dogma, the vocation system is great and all, but it doesn't give you that ability to switch up play styles if you want to change up.
and
You're
it's
stuck with that.
$10 less than what it is now. 2022, $10. Now games are at a minimum of $70. We already discussed it. You don't even know if you get to keep that.
Even the
And I think
DLC
Skyrim
for
was
Elden
like
Ring is
50.
going to be.
That's
Wasn't
Destiny 2
Skyrim
is like
50? Weren't games like $50 when Skyrim
I think
came
it was
out?
still
Or
it was
was
like
that at
40
60?
bucks. I got it for free. You know what I'm saying? But
I think we got it for
I got
like
it
50.
on my laptop for free. But
Sick.
CTC robotics, baby. Didn't learn. I
I
didn't know how to
remember,
program.
yeah, you guys had a bunch of randoms like in your files. I was playing something I stole from you guys.
robotics, baby. I had
Real quick.
Skyrim. That's the first time I played Fallout New Vegas. Dude, I played it
That was a
all.
good one.
Dude,
I remember-
my robotics class was like, we were in there for 4 hours, right? Maybe an hour programming and metal work, metal fabrication. The rest of the time, I was sitting there playing something.
That's
Skyrim
crazy.
or yeah, dude, Fallout every day. I love
I
going to school
remember
there.
Fallout New Vegas. I played that for free in middle school because one of my friends we were talking about games, and he was like, I think it was SmackDown versus Raw 2008, whatever. I was saying I had that, and he's like, "Oh, I want to play that." And he's like, "You want to trade real quick? I'll let you play Fallout New Vegas for however long I want to play SmackDown. We'll trade back." And so I got to play that for like a good 3 weeks. That was fun. And then he was like, "Yeah, can I have it back now?"
After watching the series, I'm about to get Fallout 4.
But yeah, I was gonna
I
say,
heard Fallout 76 though it's multiplayer and it's gotten
I heard it.
better. I heard it's gotten better.
maybe
After
we'll
watching the
check it
series,
out.
I might actually have a good time because the series.
Fallout games are always fun. I was gonna say though, real quick before we close it out, I was gonna ask because you were talking about like in your school they had like Skyrim and stuff. Did you guys ever have Halo somehow
LAN
downloaded on
parties?
your computers?
Yeah.
And LAN parties.
Literally, my whole class and I remember one distinct moment where we were in the classroom. So we had a classroom. It was like legitimately this strange cubicle put off in this giant garage. We were in this classroom, and you looked around, and there's only 14 of us. Not a whole lot of people were in robotics. It was like 14 of us. You looked around, we were all in the same Halo LAN party in a 50v50 big battle, and then we were just in there. Gaming
That was
is
always-
not like that anymore. These kids don't get it, dude.
I remember we used to take tests in the computer lab in high school. I don't remember if it was tests, but we do stuff in like the computer lab, and all of us that did do that, like played Halo LAN, we would finish, and then we would just kind of look around, and you would go check, and somebody's got like a LAN party already started. And it's just like, all right, real quick, and we would sit there for like 20, 30 minutes just fucking each other up.
It's the best.
Fucking each other.
It was the best.
Yeah. You heard them.
Yeah. No lube.
What's the total score for Dragon's Dogma?
Oh yeah. Our total score for Dragon's Dogma 2 is our lowest score ever, 7.9.
Ooh,
7.9.
that's gonna use a new color for the grade that I created.
That's crazy. Gan fucking up the Baldur's Gate score was still higher than our total.
You
Dragon's
hear
Dogma
that,
score. 'Cause
audience? Gan the Baldur's Gate score, not me.
You gave it an 8.5. You still share some of the blame, but a 7 was egregious. That was just egregious.
I just felt. I mean, we already did the whole thing, so
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get back into it. I thought
Yeah, 7.9.
I have said I will go back and re-rate it because I did. I got past Act 1 when we rated Baldur's Gate. I'm in Act 2 before I dropped it, and it got better.
I'm saying I think we came into it the wrong way, and I think if we jump back into it with the right mindset, the right type of expectations, I think we can have fun with it. I get like the fighting style, it takes forever, but we also make it take forever.
Mm-hmm.
We sit there for 5 minutes
Is it-
deciding what we're gonna do. Like
It is a
we just gotta do
single
it.
player game. Like it really wasn't great
No.
for multiplayer.
Baldur's Gate, you just have to understand the basics of playing D&D to understand.
Duh.
I feel like if it was live action D&D where I'm with my homies, where we're all sitting there and there's a dungeon master, the move scale would be even better. I mean, I felt like it'd be like attack, 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 Shadow Heart. 20 minutes later, she attacks back to us. Then it's like, attack, 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 Shadow Heart.
And it
And
was
I also
just
think
insanely
What?
hard for no reason.
if we ever do pick it up, we should just no followers with us at all. Like even if we're playing just three of us,
That's the thing that
just
sucks though. Is
three of
like
us run around.
we all four have to be on pretty much
No,
at the same time. I mean, yeah, but we're just like going through this story all day.
Yeah,
we
but
all-
I mean, if we're playing
we-
D&D in person, we would all have to be there anyway. So
But the thing that sucked was the main person, the dungeon master, in an online game had to be there. So we all.
yeah, I mean,
let's say.
Oh
we all,
yeah. So like
let's
if
say I
Trey wasn't
started
able to
one.
get on,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You
It's like
started one.
if I
Yeah.
have to if I had to do chores one night, go out and feed horses, I wouldn't be back until like 8 o'clock. By that time, Trey's getting on to work, and then Adrian is getting on just fine. Chase has responsibilities. Sometimes is able to get on. So it's like then we're getting a late start. Trey is then being left in the dust the whole week until the weekend, and then sometimes is able to get on. You see what I'm saying? And then if he's the dungeon master, he works nights. Not able.
So we would have
really
to get
play
on
that.
early. Yeah.
Yeah,
It would've-
that's what
that was our
kills it
problem
for
with
me.
Power World. I mean, with Baldur's Gate,
That's
I think
also-
I
yeah.
was the one who started it. So, and I was the one who was on most of the time.
Which is a smart move. I wonder if they ever
Hey.
updated it like nicely.
I've seen
I
some
heard
people
Xbox
still
is kinda
playing it.
behind.
I've seen, yeah, I have people playing on PC, and it looks like a lot better, honestly. I was like, but I just
PC modders
I don't
honestly
wanna
should be
go
game
with-
developers.
that's
People that make
kind of what they are.
they should
Some of them
legitimately
are
be-
developers.
I saw what they did at Battlefront 2. Why aren't these guys being paid? You gave
That
us
was
like 12
Bethesda's whole.
characters.
Mhm.
Sorry.
No, you're
Right.
good. I was gonna say like Bethesda. That was like their whole strategy with like a lot of their games. They just kind of hope that modders make their games better. Just like Fallout, they were hoping they were gonna do the same for Starfield, but the modders were like, Starfield just saying it.
I still think Starfield's fun. I think it's Space Skyrim, and I like Skyrim. So
I don't think I'm ever gonna. I might try and pick it up again, but I just like felt like the way they went about it, they dropped the ball. I don't know.
I enjoyed it, and it has replay value because of the way the story's set up. With like, really, you beating the game is just you re-entering into the beginning of the game. So it's kind of just like it's a thing.
Isn't that just New Game Plus? Didn't you just describe
They-
New Game Plus?
Yeah, but they gave it like actual story other than just like, oh, you beat the game, go
Yeah.
through and beat the game again. It's like, oh, like you
They
beat the game.
gave you a purpose. I think you beat the game.
Yeah.
You go back and you use the knowledge that you had from the previous game, and you can work that into the dialogue and stuff, right?
Well, not even that. It's just like this, like finding
like,
all
story-
the artifacts and
Um,
like and putting them together, and then reaching the end of the game, like the unity and all that. Really, like all of that is just sending you into another universe where you do the same thing. And like some of the bad guys, like the hunter, is just one of the characters that one of the NPCs you can have follow you that is part of Constellation. It's just one of those people from a different universe that went through the Unity and was like, I want all this power. I'm going to keep going through the Unity and all these different universes. And that's basically essentially what the ending is. Just getting sent to a different universe to redo everything and re-enter the Unity again. And you also get new stuff. The more like new games you do, you get better equipment and ship stuff too. So it has some replay value.
Never touched it, never will.
I
We are at like
think
an
we're
hour and a
good.
half.
Yeah, hour 40. I
Yep.
think we're good.
Okay. We'll save these bad superpowers for next episode.
And
Yeah, we.
with that, I think we are at the point where I say you can find us on all streaming platforms. I'm
Mm,
talking Spotify, Apple
mm,
Podcasts,
mm,
YouTube
mm,
for the visuals.
mm.
And Spotify.
Mine is throwing me off. I said Spotify first, didn't I?
I
Spotify,
know,
Apple
but you said
Podcasts.
for the visuals for YouTube, but you can also get the visuals on Spotify.
Oh, that's
Mm,
right. Yeah, with the factor of it. There's also Patreon for $3 a month,
Only
mm.
$3.
$3, baby. Mm,
and it's like you can find all of the rest of our content anywhere else, dudes. For real. But if you
mm,
want to like throw down $3, man, throw it in there. We're cheaper than anything. Literally anything. Any subscription
mm.
you got right now, we're cheaper than it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
it's just
most of
going
your
to
shows,
me being able to feed my cat, you know?
yeah,
Mm.
and think about it.
I,
You pay for Hulu and you get a new episode once a week, and it's most of the time a half an hour. We're at an hour and a half now. So
Hour 40.
yeah,
Mm.
frick yeah, dude.
We're like a
Um,
Mm.
full-length movie over here.
yeah,
Mm.
each time.
Adrian, I'm gonna punch you in exactly.
Yeah.
It's annoying me now too.
Mm.
But so yeah, dudes. You guys got anything else to say?
Jace, you got anything?
Oh, do I go?
How many episodes in? You still don't know.
Well, I don't know. Sometimes you or Gannon might have something. I don't. Whatever. Jeez, I didn't have anything.
Adrian?
Fuck the corporations. That's all we have for you today on this episode of Something Original Podcast. My name is Adrian.
I'm Chase.
And I was Evan. Will always be Gannon. Peace, dude.